I want to move now to Saudi Arabia. The country has pledged $8 million in aid to its one-time rival and now ally, Egypt. This is the latest Saudi step in what looks to be a concerted attempt to claim primacy in the Arab world, as I-24 News reporter Shanina Khshoni explains.
Saudi Arabia's Deputy Crown Prince and Defense Minister visited Cairo on Tuesday and announced his country has pledged a total of $8 billion in investment and aid to Egypt over the next 5 years, as Riyadh looks to boost military and economic ties with its ally.
You have to deal with the terrorists at three levels: the men, the money, and the mindset. The men, in terms of combat and in terms of military force, the money in terms of choking the funds off from the terrorists, and the third component is the mindset. The
pledges are added to American aid to Egypt to the amount of $1.7 billion a year. Saudi Arabia is investing in Egypt despite a sharp fall in its income from oil, which makes up over 90% of public revenues due to the global decline in crude prices since June last year. The two countries share more than financial interests. Egypt is a member of a Saudi-led coalition against terror, which Riyadh announced on Tuesday.
This comes from the Islamic world's vigilance in fighting this disease, Islamic extremism, which has damaged the Islamic world even before the international community as a whole.
In addition to Egypt, the countries in the coalition are Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Turkey, Malaysia, Pakistan, and many more. The one country that is not on the list is Sunni Saudi Arabia's biggest enemy, Shiite Muslim Iran. Proxy conflicts between the two regional powers rage from Syria to Yemen.
There are a number of countries that suffer from terrorism, for example, Daesh in Syria and Iraq, terrorism in Sinai, terrorism in Yemen, terrorism in Libya, terrorism in Mali, terrorism in Nigeria, terrorism in Pakistan, terrorism in Afghanistan, and this requires a very strong effort to fight.
The formation of the anti-terror coalition indicates the undisputed desire of Saudi Arabia to be the leader of the moderate Sunni section in Islam and to be a regional power as well.
Yes, and senior Middle East analyst Ali Waked joins us now for more on the story. Good evening, Ali. Ali, 34 Muslim nations are supposed to be in this forming coalition, but we don't know what the coalition will do. Will it gather intelligence? Will it try to work in other means? What can we estimate at this point that the coalition will try to attempt to achieve, and with which means?
Emma, first we should note that the members of the coalition, some of them did not know that they are members in this coalition. Yesterday, the foreign ministry in Lebanon and in Pakistan publicly said that we don't know anything about this coalition, and that we were surprised to find the name of our states making part of this coalition. Yesterday evening, we put pressure over the Palestinian presidency in order to understand what is this coalition and what would be the role of the Palestinian Authority. And I can tell you that when I spoke to one of the Palestinian senior officials, he did not know that Palestine or the Palestinian Authority was part of this coalition. And at very late at night, the Palestinian Authority published a statement saying, we are proud to be part of this anti-terror coalition. Now, when you ask the components, the member of this coalition, what is the agenda? What is the organic structure of this coalition? What are the aims? And who is the enemy? You cannot find answers. And I think that most of the countries were embarrassed by the decision of Saudi Arabia, and more specifically of King Mohammed bin Salman that we just saw, who felt obliged to make a certain move after certain reports coming in the Western intelligence services accusing Saudi Arabia and accusing him specifically in being responsible for inciting terror and for inciting violence.
Yes, and Ali, briefly, $8 million we just heard were pledged by Saudi Arabia to Egypt. What do you make of this closening relations now between the two?
$8 billion, yes. I mean, in the last month, there was turning point in the relation between Saudi Arabia and between Egypt. The Egyptians said that they are against the destruction of the Syrian state, that are with the maintenance of Bashar Assad in power as a symbol of the Syrian state and not as a person. And this created a huge tension between Saudi Arabia and between Egypt. There were reports that Egyptians even supported Bashar Assad with arms against the position of Saudi Arabia, and this gave a big legitimacy to Bashar Assad, and the Saudis are trying to take back Egypt to their side.
Well, we'll keep following that and see if they succeed. Ali Waked, thank you very